Hey YouTube, how's it going? Torsar here with another sports talk video. But it is going to be about Antonio Brown, and I'm thankful for this situation because it's giving me something to talk about. I probably wouldn't have made a video yesterday, and I probably wouldn't have made a video today. Kind of a slow time. Not a slow time in sports, but during the week, you look for stuff like this instead of having to dredge up something from the NBA or just talk about the playoffs and stuff. Everyone's talking about this, so you might as well talk about the most popular topic, right? Whether you can't stand the guy, you love the topic, you hate the topic. The stuff that moves the needle is the good stuff to talk about. And I don't want to make it seem like, that statement that came out from him the other day that was all of a sudden like, oh, now I'm on AB's side. I said I didn't condone his actions walking off the field, how he left the field. I don't believe there would have been any way for him to leave the sideline without people noticing it and then turning this into a big deal. And I still don't agree with some of the stuff like Nick Wright saying he proved that he can't be part of a winning team. Well, that's just flatly wrong. He did that last year. No matter how you feel, he might be right about every other aspect of the situation, but he was wrong about that. He did prove that he can be part of a winning team and at least hold it together for one season. And also, I still take issue with any of these athletes, Ryan Clark, Dan Orlovsky, Shannon Sharp, copy pasting their experiences and incidents onto some other incident and then saying, well, I know because this is the way it went with me, so I know how this situation is going. They might even be right, but I don't like that. It's just one incident, you're one player. Let's try to get the full picture. And for how much information all these athletes have all the time, I'd like to give credit to a non athlete who people like to pick on all the time. People like Charles Barkley saying, oh, you never played professionally anything in your damn life. Skip Bayless was the one who had this right from the beginning. He's the one that people forget was a very, very, very good journalist before he ever got on Cold Pizza and turned that into First Take and now on Undisputed. He's the one who had the source, who was close to AB, who told them, hey, this was about his targets, which that just seems insane to me. He got to the team, a team with two Pro Bowl wide receivers in Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, and Rob Gronkowski joins the team, and Tom Brady to Rob Gronkowski is one of the best quarterback to receiver duos of all time. And this man, many games, still received the most amount of targets. Last week, or the week before this last game, in the Carolina Panthers game, he received 15 targets. And now maybe this explains better why Brady was featuring him so much despite all those other receivers on the team, because I think Tom knew that, hey, if I don't feed this guy the ball, force feed this guy the ball, then I'm going to lose him. Mike Evans, he'll take a back seat. Gronkowski, he's just happy to be playing again. Godwin, these are quiet guys. AB, if I don't keep him happy, I'm going to lose him. And you see now that's blown up in their faces. He puts out this statement, which there's all this stuff that's easily verifiable. So I don't get why you put out a statement like that when this stuff is... anyone can look into it and see if this was right or wrong. And now you see all this stuff coming out. Him tweeting out his bank account and routing number. This Instagram model coming out and saying he snuck her into the hotel room the night before the game and was saying, watch what I do tomorrow. I'm kind of taking exception to even talking about mental health as far as this guy goes, because I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think this is just AB being AB. He's just the perfect example of a diva wide receiver in the NFL. He's like this is the exact thing people are talking about. I hope it doesn't have anything to do with that. This is like he's put everyone in a crappy situation where either you have to think poorly about the guy, or you have to feel bad for him because he thinks he's got some sort of mental health issues. I don't know. I don't even want to get into that. I always hope no one is in a bad headspace. The world needs more happy people. The world needs more good people. But the selfishness that's emanating from this guy, I don't like it. Now, I want to show what Bruce Arians had to say about this, all right? This is his statement. It's 2 minutes long, so bear with me.
Did he ever ask the trainer or doctor about his ankle? He never went through, that's the normal protocol. You go through protocols during games. I was never notified of it. So, obviously, that was a disturbing thing when we were looking for him to go back into the game. All right, we always had, he was very upset at halftime about who was getting targeted. Got that calmed down. Players took care of that. It started again on the sideline. We called for the personnel group that he had played in the entire game. He refused to go in the game. That's when I looked back and saw him basically wave off the coach. I then went back, approached him about what was going on. I ain't playing. What's going on? I ain't getting the ball. That's when I said, "You're done. Get the F out of here." And that's the end of it. And we're working on Carolina. That's the end of the story. And hopefully it ends today.
Coach, he accused you of making force.
I don't know. Was that a throat slash? That's all it was.
To be clear, you would not force a player to play.
You can't force a player to play. You can't force a player to play. I mean, they have that choice. It's their body. And he decided to play. He and Mike both were on pitch counts. All right. And we were trying to manage that as best we could in the first half.
I hate when you can't hear the question.
No, you saw the text. I mean, it was out there. So, it's, if you can go on Saturday, I want you with the team in case you can go. He participated in the Saturday walkthrough like he was going. So, yep.
All right. So as you can see, there was still some question. People were still talking this morning. Oh, supposedly Bruce Arians did tell him to get the F out. No, it's not supposed. The man you saw in the video right there, he said he told him to get the F out. And on an NFL sideline, who really cares? I mean, are we really talking about language here? I mean, look at all the stuff AB's done. This is how pissed off grown men talk to each other. Get used to it. The world... if you're getting mad at that stuff, you're going to have a lot of problems, or you probably do have a lot of problems when you have to go leave your house and go out into the real world. But this situation, it's just this back and forth. Like I said, I don't understand why you put out a statement like AB did if so much of it is verifiable, and now you see that people are just, the dogpiling is now beginning. With this IG model and the kooky stuff he's doing. Like I said, I'm saying kooky in the word, like, if he has mental health issues, I don't mean it in that way. Please, if you have mental health issues, AB, get help. But it doesn't seem to me like that's the case. I think AB, like I said, he's just the perfect definition of a diva wide receiver. And I don't know if anyone's ever going to take a chance on him again. I guess that's up in the air. I mean, if you're going at Tom Brady about targets, it's just not a good look. I just can't even believe he would do that. I didn't think that would still be an issue. But it just goes to show you give someone an inch and they're going to try to take a mile. Just a lot of people are that way. I guess he started really feeling comfortable, and you've seen that time after time. I guess this is just who AB is, and whether he ever plays in the NFL again will be up to some other team. I guess it was rumored that the Cowboys and Chiefs were still thinking about signing him. I don't know how true that is. We know that The NFL is all about your level of productivity compared to your level of trouble. And once that level of productivity lowers below the level of trouble you're worth, it doesn't matter. Even if it's way up here, even if you're still super productive, it doesn't matter. If your level of trouble is above that, you're not going to get a job in the NFL. It doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter if you could still play. Teams aren't going to want to take a risk on you. It's too big of a league. There's too much PR behind it. It's too much of a distraction. You know, you have 52 other players in the locker room that you have to worry about. And you've seen guys like Terrell Owens in the past who people have called, you know, like Skip Bayless called a team killer. And the guy never got in any amount of trouble off the field whatsoever. Never even had incidents close to this. But if you're a divisive person and you're going to split the locker room, eventually teams are just going to be done with you. It's sad because the guy's such a talent. And now he's getting in the news for all the wrong reasons. But we'll see. As usual, let me know what you guys think. And until then, I'll see you on the next video.